Hi, I'm Roddy, and I used to be just like you. Small, alone, and bullied. But the Matrix 1 Minute Challenge has transformed my life. I mean, look at me. I'm a specimen. Which way's the beach? The Matrix 1 Minute Challenge really does work. Sure, it can't fix being paranoid, always second-guessing yourself, and lacking confidence because you always compare yourself to Optimus Prime and so does everyone else. But at least you'll look good. And have a big gun. The 1 Minute Matrix of Leadership Challenge. Take it from me. It works fast. Hello everyone, Dan 14th Prime here. Today I want to do a quick overview of Leader Class Rodimus Prime from Transformers Power the Primes toy line. This is the hot rod that evolves into Rodimus Prime figure here. Rodimus looks pretty good from a distance. He's a big chunky looking dude. I have my complaints with the guy. He looks pretty good from the front. The main thing I would say is the spoiler, obviously, in the back is just way too small. It's like between his shoulders, so really very narrow. Looks weird. And then the shoulders, and it's probably hard to see from this angle, but Hot Rod's legs become like these attachments for the arms. And it just creates like a weird shoulder presentation. It just looks, I don't know, like he's got a long clavicle behind his head. It just looks weird, leaves a lot of big gap right here. You know, the head sits here and leaves some spacing down there as well. So I think it kind of looks weird when you're like over the figure, looking down on it a bit, because you'll just see those gaps in spacing. It definitely looks much better straight on here. It's got a lot of the iconic colors and patterns, the orange, the flame, big Autobot symbol. Some of these reds don't mix and match, which is weird. Darker red, lighter red. I do like the orange and the black. Looks like just the arms are kind of a different color versus the chest and the upper shoulders. Come around this side, we start to get Kibble happy back here. He's just got the whole trailer that folds up on the back. He's got some Kibble on the back of the arms. They could have did a bit better. You know, I mean, this really hangs down to his knees in the back here. I mean, why not just, you know, 2 hinges on each side? You could fold and get this up really nice and tidy. And obviously we saw a lot more panel hinging on Optimus. So it seems like they didn't really give Roddy here the same justice because Optimus just had all his panels kind of fold all around his legs and do everything much nicer than Rodimus, who carries this huge backpack, which is just begging for some hinges. There's that rear shot of the spoiler. It's weird. It's too small. But all in all, you know, not terrible. Just has some really weird things that do really bug me. Comes with the big gun here. I dig it. Looks cool. Splits. So you get the 2 little shooters for Hot Rod. And let's just jump in here a bit on the head sculpt. I think it looks good. It's definitely kind of the older, you know, more rugged Rodimus Prime look. So I think they capture that pretty well. There's some molding around the side, but then it gets very kind of flat in the back. It's all right. I will say overall the toys, just especially the hot rod down in here, which is what this connects into, very light, plasticky, cheap kind of feel. When you get them all combined like this, you don't notice it as much because he's got big, bulky, chunky legs and stuff, but definitely when we get hot rod out, you'll see it just feels a little and looks a little cheap and light. Okay, so if we get into getting hot rod out of here, and again, I'm going to kind of cherry pick on this video, but I will show you some of the basics. These arms, which go into the trailer, just kind of pop off. And then we just kind of untab the chest here and pull Hot Rod out of the carriage, if you will. Just like Optimus, you get the big trailer being the shell. The arms kind of parts form with it, and then you get Hot Rod here. So here we have Hot Rod in his kind of race car mode. Very recognizable. You know, kind of the overall basic shape of this is definitely spot on. The pipes are, I don't know, incomplete, I'd say. You know, they should be kind of coming up here as well. And again, this is the figure. This just, I don't know if it shows up on camera. I mean, it looks really cheap and just feels really cheap in hand. I mean, overall, definitely a better alt mode than Orion Pax's Optimus Prime was, because he's a pretty weak cab, Orion was. So Hot Rod here does a much better sport car, race car. It's got all the right iconic marks, you know, the hood, the spoiler, the blue windshield, all of that looks good. When you bring in Titan's Return, you get some size difference there. Definitely bigger with the evolution, as we saw. I mean, it's like Deluxe Class, and you'll see in bot mode, they tend to be a bit bigger than Deluxe Class. So you're getting, obviously, a bit bigger alt mode here. Difference there in terms of the front end styling. Just how they're doing some of the details, I say. All the same iconic markings, just a bit of a different look. Different style of spoiler even on the back. And Titan's Return, I mean, a better job of trying to fill in some of the pipes there all the way up, though not painted. So that's the car. I'd say it's, again, better than Orion Pax, but still definitely not great. So here we've got the car transformed into the hot rod figure. And again, it's okay. I mean, it's definitely got a lot of the right signatures on it. Again, the pipes on the arms, the coloring down here in the legs, the chest, the flame, the spoiler. But he feels just really cheap to me. The plastic looks weird. I don't know. Super toy. It's a toy, I get it, but it's got stickers. A lot of these things have stickers on it, so we'll see that. And definitely the ones in the trailer are going to give me some issues, I think, and probably you as well, just from transformation. Big pipes there. Again, here on the back, we've seen it on Masterpiece and some other things. Why not just make this hinge kind of work so you can fold that up a bit so it doesn't have a butt flap all the way down to his knees. I know it's not Masterpiece, but I'm saying we've seen it done, and it doesn't seem like it has to be a super expensive thing to do just some of these hinge cleanup things, and they just don't seem to be doing them on these figures. The spoiler looks better on this figure and in this mode because it actually shows out over his shoulders, so I do like that. And then here, the head sculpt for Hot Rod. It's good. It looks a bit, I don't know, Rodimus-esque, let's say. I mean, he just looks very serious, angry or something. Looks older. You think of just Hot Rod being sort of that younger sort of face and Rodimus being the older one, but even this head sculpt kind of has that older look to it. So here he is next to Titan's Return Hot Rod, and again, you get really a little bit of a bigger figure, particularly when you go head top to head top, because this guy's got just ridiculously tall shoulders. And then you see deco, you definitely get more of a G1 sort of deco here. So that's cool. And I hated on this guy, you couldn't really see the spoiler from the front because the shoulders, again, were so big. So otherwise, better proportioned pipes there. These just look enormous on his arms. You can see here on this deluxe figure, they did clean up the back. See, so it's not like it's rocket science. It's a, $40, $50 figure. This is a $15 figure, right? So why not incorporate some of that in here? And for what it's worth here, I'll drop in Masterpiece Hot Rod. Don't know why. But again, at least you can see the common G1 design cues in the leg, in the chest, the white on the top of the shoulders, the head, things like that. And I'm not going to grind on articulation. Again, I'm just kind of doing a bit of an overview here, key thoughts, key themes. But articulation, it is pretty limited. He doesn't have ball joints up there in the hip because of the transformation process. So you mainly got, restricted movements, and the back is quite restricted because of this. Same with the knee. It restricts what you can do. And some of the articulation just feels kind of cheesy. Ball joint in there in the elbow. Helps it spin and stuff. Nothing there at the fist because it's all just basically covered with kibble. So yeah, point being, just okay. They're mainly going for look. The transformation is super simple, probably too simple. And that's why you're getting kind of these clunky, kibbly things. Articulation suffers a bit as well. And then here, finally, combining the car with the fuselage of the body to make the entire trailer. You get kind of the, the space minivan, whatever it is, RV mode. And it's all right. I mean, it's very recognizable. Got the flames going on here, stickers, which the light doesn't seem to like. But definitely they sticker over a hinge here, which is just getting beat to hell. There's some nice orange paint going up here. And again, just the whole pipe system, it doesn't even look like it's proportioned, like they would even fit together. And just kind of looks funny. I think when you look from the front here, generally not too bad. It's just the front of the car, which I thought was pretty good anyway. It just tucks back into the trailer. You get some of the hand kibble underneath here coming through. So that could have been better. They're not really doing anything with these, him or Optimus, with like their hands. They're very fixed and just kind of covered with kibble and stuff. And it hurts definitely Roddy's alt mode. I will say, though, at least his hand twists on the wrist, which is good. And the back there, he's got the feet tidying up, which is all right. And everything's got a nice like pegging system in place, actually, so it all pegs. And then here's the top, which is not great. Again, these are the arms, which come in and kind of sit in here. And the back of the trailer just suffers some of the kibble of the bot fuselage as well. So, you know, it works. I think definitely if you have to order the pieces, rank order the different things we get here. Rodimus Prime robot mode is the best. That's obviously what they're prioritizing in these lines of the toys. I think the Hot Rod car figure actually is probably second best. Then I'm going to give it to the Space RV here. It's probably the third best mode, and then I'll leave just the Hot Rod bot mode for last. It's not like there's a big gap there, but obviously it's something we've got many other times before, probably in better ways, and still just kind of that cheapness of it sort of bugs me. So there you have it, guys. Hot Rod evolution into Rodimus Prime, leader class figure. Again, I think the Rodimus Prime is cool. How often do we get a chance to pick him up? I had Rodimus as a kid myself, so definitely a bit of nostalgia. And again, I think the evolution gimmick, it's cool, it's fun. There's definitely some playability there. Nice ankle tilt on this figure, by the way. This figure really had a chance to be great, though, with just a little bit of extra effort. A little cleanup here and there in particular would have gone a long, long way. You know, cleaning up the big trailer backpack a bit, and maybe just trying to fill some of this shoulder stuff. And giving him a right-size spoiler. I mean, those few things alone would have been a huge improvement to the figure, aesthetically. But, you know, it's another what could have been. Definitely still a nice pickup. It's just too bad that as Takara and Hasbro come together and kind of harmonize things, you know, we're not going to have Takara take another crack at things like this to try to improve some of those opportunities, unfortunately. All right, guys, links in the description below. If you're interested in picking this figure up or any Transformers figures, please jump down through those links. Very much appreciated. Check out my Amazon page. And please follow me on Instagram. I want to start migrating some activity there with, you know, basic pictures and quick reviews that we can do online. So I'm just starting up there. Check me out. All right, guys. See you next time.